so good to see you. Thank you for sharing your day with me. It is time for Afro Economics Live. This is a great day. It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday, October 29th, 2025. Let's put it in our record books. I love that we have such a huge archive. May I introduce myself to those of you that are new? Because I know that you new people are going to be the first to click like, no matter where you're watching this. You would be amazed at how many views I get and how little likes I get. It would break my heart to think that like out of like 1,000 people, only 5 people liked it. Well, I thank him. Thank you for watching. But it would be great, even if you don't like it, to click like just to inspire me because I am inspired by your positive feedback. You know, your positivity can make a huge difference in my life. I am JB Bryan, President and Chief Investment Officer of JB Bryan Financial Group, the home of AfroEconomics, a registered investment advisory firm. Yes, it is. Established in 1995. And I am excited to be an entrepreneur. And we have a membership where I help people build their businesses. If you do the entrepreneurship membership, if you're focusing on, and a big part of establishing Afro economics was to be able to do the membership so that I could serve as a mentor because it's something that I never had. And I think that the greatest thing, and I know that Karen King would agree with me. How you doing, Miss Karen King? Right back at you. Tell your mother I said happy birthday. Happy birthday. That this it is important that we give back. Mr. Barber would agree as well. That is important that we give back. And that, you know, as as an entrepreneur, because they keep talking about the job market is weak. AI is taking the jobs and this and that. So, but as an entrepreneur, AI presents so much opportunity for you. So I think that it's a great time for us to start thinking as business owners, even as you see more and more at work that there's less interest in the employers in trying to appeal to you as we have all these benefits. And a lot of corporate America is now based on an enterprise approach. They're making you buy into your own success, like the bonuses, and if you do this then you get this bonus, if you have no injuries then you get this bonus, if that is actually teaching you while you're working to see things as a business owner. It's like encouraging you to take ownership of your part of the of your part of that corporate community. So there's a movement towards you seeing yourself as your own enterprise. And a key principle of Afroeconomics. Afroeconomics has 10 principles. here's here's the workbook. I don't know if you have that. Oh, and let's see the book in the book and the key principles, and it goes over each of the books. And one of my key principles is the fearless entrepreneur. No, to know my story is to know that entrepreneurship, from my perspective, requires a lot of fearlessness. And that, so principle number 7, the fearless entrepreneur. But today we're talking about interest rates, and I invited some of the members to come in to participate. I'm picking. Look. I'm not picking them anymore. Because I don't know. Look, it could be a technical problem, but you all are going to be. You're not going to, because I can only fit 10 people in. You fit them in. And then all of a sudden everybody all of a sudden is camera shy. We have to. And then I love for you to participate. And I better put it up because somebody might say, I lost that thing. I lost that link. But this, I'm going to put this up. It's this the members only link that you can come into the studio and ask detailed questions, give me feedback on our interest rate discussion that we're having today. So that is the link. I'm so glad the text is working today. Good day back to you, Miss Davis, Stone Mountain, Georgia. Look, as y'all can tell, like I am one. Well, last I've noticed, like on YouTube, like it's or any of them, everybody kind of like sits there and they look around and they'll have like a countdown. Like some of the countdowns are like 10 minutes, 5 minutes. I mean, that takes a lot of confidence, Ms. Wilkerson. I'm just not sure that you would just sit there and just watch me count down for 10 minutes. Come on in the studio if you feel like it. Miss Hayes, please turn on your camera. I'm gonna fight to make sure you're not in there by yourself. Mr. Barber should hit that link. Come on in the studio. This is our chance. This is our chance, Mr. Brown, to prepare. You never know. You could come in here, be in the studio, start talking about interest rates, and be discovered for housewives of Stone Mountain, Georgia. That could be you, Ms. Davis. They could be like, oh, that is the housewife we've been looking for. Yes, indeed. Mr. Brown said, let's see what Mr. Brown said. Divine afternoon rising. No, that's right. AfroEconomics, greeting to all. That's right. Yes. AI can increase our activities, can increase our opportunities. Indeed. Yes, indeed. Look at those beautiful faces. Look at that. We got Mr. Brown in the studio. Got Miss Jones in the studio. Miss Hayes with her camera not on. I need Miss Hayes to turn on her camera, and then we can come in and talk about this interest rate discussion. Indeed. So today I want us to look at. I'm waiting on the Federal Reserve to do what they're supposed to do. Like everybody, all of us, are anticipating that the Federal Reserve is going to cut their interest rates. No. And the discussion for us is to think about, what does that have to do with us? What can that do for you? How can that impact your life? How can an interest rate cut actually, impact our life on a personal level as an individual investor? What does interest rate changes, even a reduction, what does it have to do with you? No? Turn on your camera turn on your camera, Miss Triplet. Yes, indeed. I can see. There you go. You did have it on. Oh, it was me. I don't know why I didn't.
I was
Look
on.
at
I could
that.
see
I,
you.
I saw you. I did see you.
Did I disappear? No, I see me.
I did see you. Miss Hazel won't put you up till it's seen till you're on there. Yes, indeed. So interest rate cuts. It's amazing that they can do that with
Oh boy.
these changes still going on in the federal government. Having someone that's in the studio needs to turn off their mic. I guess we're getting some feedback, and I don't know what happened, Mr. Brown, but I see you trying, but it won't bring you up. And oh, look at Jenny saying, look at y'all, just don't know how to act. But so let me move forward. But Jenny, turn off your mute yours. I'm gonna see. I can't tell if that's it. It could be someone else. I'm gonna see if I can do it. It's not you. It wasn't you, Tawana. This. Jenny, I'm trying to see if I can mute you. Ah, it was Jenny. Jenny, you be getting loud over there. Just partying. And it is like really, how you doing, Mr. Harris? Says, I don't know. It might be. And Mr. Brown, I'm not sure, but it keeps popping you out. Oh, there it is. There it is. Uh, and then it put him out. So I don't know, y'all. I'm gonna and it keeps trying to do that. Well, I tried. I tried. So let us move forward. We're gonna give this. So when we think about interest rates, and there you go popping out. You know what? I'm not playing with y'all no more. I'm gonna hide everybody's camera. And it's gonna let you and it's gonna let y'all stay there. Be there with me. And y'all can do whatever y'all busy bodies want to do. Yes. And Mr. Harris is having a really bad day, and I hope it gets better from here. So let's talk about the impact of interest rates from my financial advisor perspective. the let's look at even the impact, and let me know, send me a chat if you can hear that continuing to just beep like that. 'Cause I'm not sure why it's doing that. But if you all, I want to see Ms. Wilkerson real quick. How you doing, Ms. Wilkerson? I'm not going to keep you up, but I thank you for logging in. We love you. Okay, Ms. Wilkerson, can you hear me? I know you had some surgery this week. We love you and we appreciate you. You know, you're just as pretty as you can be. Keep taking care of you and thank you for holding it down. See that? Tawana, that's a hands down. That's a hands. She's 10 toes down. She's not just hands down. She's 10 toes down for AfroEconomics. Thank you, Ms. Wilkerson. Be well. Be well. Stay with me. So let's look at some key things I want to share on this interest rate discussion. First of all, lower interest rates, when they're going to give us a rate cut, they're talking about short-term interest rates. So a short-term interest rate cut, you're not going to all of a sudden see a difference in that. Even though the bank might take full advantage on lowering your savings rate. So you'll see a big difference possibly on that. You're also on your high yield savings accounts. They're immediately adjustable in most cases. So you might see an immediate adjustment on that. They'll adjust the rate lower based on the expectation that the Federal Reserve is going to lower interest rates. What I find to be most disappointing is that the savings rates are cut so much quicker than when rates are rising and they can increase your savings rate. They're very slow on that. You'll also see that most of the things that you're doing, like, and also say, even like for your credit card, they're not going to lower, your credit card interest rate that quickly. It will take some extreme. Do you realize how above, like, the basic interest rate for the federal government is at 4% or lower. The credit card rates are over 18%, sometimes 19%. No, that is like outrageous. Outrageous. So the fact that they're not going, even though they do an interest rate cut, they're going to continue to allow your credit card, because your credit card rate is based on something that's not collateralized. You went out there, you put stuff on your credit card. It has like nothing. The credit card company cannot come to your house and collect. So the things that have a lower interest rate are things that are connected to some form of collateral. So your home mortgage rate will have a lower interest rate. How you doing, Ms. Davis? Your mortgage rate has a lower rate because it's what? Fully collateralized. If you don't pay for it, they'll come and take your house. If a person doesn't pay for the shoes that they bought on the credit card, do they ever come and take those shoes from that person? No. So because of that, in exchange for that use of that money, they what? They have this extreme rate that they're charged. And oh, you know what? It could be that same. I hope that y'all don't hear that echo. But it's good to see you, Miss Davis. I'm gonna pop you back out because it was making too much noise. But stay with me. I like seeing you in the studio. At least it's better than when you're just making comments. I get to see your face, to feel y'all energy. I know, Mr. Brown, you kept losing that. And then also for those of you who are furloughed, I want you to make a commitment to come in every Wednesday and be on camera because it is a good activity for you. It is just good practice of just being on high alert and being here for me. You're like, JB, that's crazy. We're gonna try. So, but the key is this consistency. And I want to make sure I provide you with some level of consistency in your life. So I am here for you. And there's an advantage to everything. Being furloughed or like with the government being down and there, you don't have to do that right now. It allows you to do other things and be fully in tuned, hopefully, into this discussion. No, in spite of our technical challenges at this time, we're gonna get it. But I think if you all please let me know, especially those of you. Let me see. You did have it. Oh, Miss Hayes was saying she couldn't hear a beep. Good. I can hear the beep every time, like one of you enter. Look, Lone Wolf. Did y'all see this comment? Can you all see that? Y'all get them. Lone Wolf said, I'm certified. Certified crazy. Maybe that was on telling y'all that when you're on furlough, you should come in and be with me. So lower interest rates from an investment side can get the rates are so low. I do hear investors saying things like, when interest rates are really low, they're just like, I just don't even want to leave money in anything that's cash. I don't even want to leave it in the money market. I want to do things that will give me a higher return. So yes, the answer to will investors look at investment alternatives when interest rates get too low? Yes, they will. Yes, they will. They will immediately start saying, what should I do with this? I got this money sitting over here. What should I do with this? At the same time, unfortunately, in our community, we have way too many people who have no idea about interest rates, don't know how much they are actually losing money. I can't even say indirectly that you can be losing money because you're not even keeping up with inflation. So it could be money could be in an account, Ms. Davis,
Mhm.
but because the account is only paying 1.5% and the cost of living is going up, say 4%, you're losing money. You get the 1% may not even be your real return because if it's in a taxable account, they're paying taxes on that 1%. So then they're getting less than 1%. So they're actually based on the cost of living, they're getting a negative. They're getting a negative return, -3% growth on their money because their returns are so low and their taxes are so high. So it can actually cost you for being too conservative, not looking at alternatives, not thinking about the long term. Because 10,000 today is not worth $10,000 10 years from now. 10,000 today will not be worth 10,000 10 years from now. Yes.
Okay, so to the point you just
It
made,
won't buy the same. Yes.
yeah, my
Mm-hmm.
question is this. I have a CD at the bank. Sometimes, and it's just because I haven't taken the time to, educate myself about this CD, but sometimes the interest rate will go up with the CD. Sometimes if it asks me, hey, do you want to renew because it's matured? It's a 2-year CD, 24 months. I'll be honest with
Yeah.
you. I've just let the
Let it
money
roll.
and
Yeah.
collect dust.
Yeah.
The point you just made, explain that. Does that tie into what you just said some kind of way?
Definitely. Definitely.
Okay.
Because there's people that do that with everything. There's people that do that with rates that are going higher and higher on bills across them. You know what I'm saying? They leave in there within say I have a credit card balance. Like on a CD, that's a problem, but it's not a big problem. But on a credit card balance that's going higher and higher and higher, that's a problem. And it gets to the point where the people cannot afford that minimum payment because the interest rate got so much higher, their minimum payment is higher, and their balance is getting higher. So good point. And the but with the CDs, your rate now when you renew, it's going to start going lower and lower and lower. And if they have a penalty for you getting it out, then it's even better. And that it's even better for them because they know you're going to stay. So they can use people like you with a penalty involved, say, for example, and they can say, oh, we're going to have this amount of deposits. So they're paying you 2.5% for that CD, and they know you got to keep that in there for 2 years. They can use that to back up, say, their commercial loan to somebody, and they say, well, I can loan that out and they can make 10%, on your money or 15% on your money.
Clearly, I haven't made that on the money. Now, one
Yeah.
time, this
Not with,
this CD's been, I've had this CD at the bank, I bet you well over 20 years. One of the times I went into the bank personally, and I just happened to ask the person at customer service, I said, let's talk about the CD. She says, well, you've really come in at the right time to discuss this. So what we did was redeem the money out. I was right within that maturity window. Like they give you like 7 days or 14 days or something like that. So we reestablished the CD at a higher rate. But now I'm not getting that rate anymore that I had gotten way back then. I'm getting something lesser. I just haven't, been proactive and taken the time to keep up with it. It's over there collecting dust. I mean, maybe one, I don't know.
Yeah.
If I needed it, I would have done something by now, but
You have to be careful with the bank because a lot of times if they do something like that and they go, oh, let's reestablish, they're getting a new account out of you unnecessarily. Like,
oh, I'm sure the customer service lady got a
like
new account.
what I'm
She
saying?
got a plug for that.
They'll do all this restructuring and everything that wasn't even, you know what I mean, necessary. Like, and you don't
She might
even
have
know,
needed,
like, if you had
just one more account to open for that month. Oh,
exactly.
you
So
know
they
what?
go,
Here she
let's
is.
put it over here.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you might have had to add one more dollar to it or something like that. And you were like, yeah, I want to add, you know what I mean, some more. So I got some money because you just sitting there. That's you. I know you did. So you're like, well, I'm going to say I got this. I can add that to it. And she said, oh, yeah, new account this time. And it's like, what's in that for me? That's the thing is just that, there's no thank you for you. Like, what is it? Okay, so is this new one over here? Is this going to give me penalty free? Is it, going to higher return? Is it going to, is what we're doing, is this a taxable event? Like, I mean, all those things need to be discussed, because if you had a 2-year, she switches you out in that 1 year, that's a taxable event. So say she says, oh, you can do easy conversion. It will cost you more in taxes because now that's a taxable event. It will cost you more in taxes than that quarter-point increase she gave you for making that change for her to get a new account. Isn't that
JB,
something, Casey?
if I recall, the difference I would see in the interest accrued would be something like maybe $12 per month.
But you paid
Before,
taxes on all the money when you were hiding from taxes. Because on CDs, you don't have to pay the taxes on it until it matures. So if she matured it early, then you pay taxes then. I'm just saying theoretically. A lot of people don't, know that it's
this
not
was
taxable until later.
this was
But
caught
you're
right
right.
inside of the maturity window. Like you got 7 days after they notify you, you go in there
Yeah.
and say, "Here, what are you
Yeah.
talking about?"
Yeah.
Yeah. So but all
But
other times,
if you flipped it, it might not have been a taxable event if it stayed where it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then when you do that, and you have to ask them because I'm not quite sure. But
mhm,
if you leave it there and just allow it to continue, that might not be a taxable event. But if do and take it and create another account, this and that could actually trigger a taxable event where it could have been avoided. And then they'll say, why does it matter? It does matter. But most customers won't even know to ask that question.
same here.
Like, but because your tax rate is so high, it helped her because she needed the new account, but it hurt you because you could have avoided taxes. Yeah, because
It probably really would.
there could be a key to that. It could be a key. That's really something to think about. Like if it matures and I stay with you, or if I keep that same account, is that a way to avoid taxes? That is something to ask about. Yeah.
The next
That's
wave
something,
when it happens and maturity
Well,
is upon
next
me.
time, next time you do it, I'm gonna say, look, let's invest this over here. You've been letting this sit there for 10 years. We could have had 20 times that much.
It's been over
Hypothetically.
there for about 25.
Lord. Wow. Miss Hayes was like, good question to ask. She had one for 20 years too. You outdid her. Look, right? Right? But it's like, you just get stuck in that. It's kind of like people with the same insurance company, and they never change their insurance company. No, and over time, there's like, how did I, keep this insurance company, and never ask them about why is it costing me more and more every year? No, but you got to ask them, don't just let the rate go up every year like that. Look at Casey in her office. I was trying to look at who the noise was coming from. You got lucky, Casey. It was you. And yeah. Can you talk about the value of U.S. savings bond purchase in the 90s in general? And that's another example of like how something, if it's left in there, it can just go on and on and on and on. Like you haven't had to pay, taxes on that because it's just, left in there. But when you actually liquidate, that savings bond, I don't think they even have like a maximum amount of time that you can keep it. Like there's no point where the US savings bonds, US Treasury will say, look, you have to take this. But I do like that you can go to, they just remind me this Treasury, USTreasury.gov or something, and then actually put in the info on your savings bonds and get the information on that, on how much earnings you have or what it's worth. Oh, let me can't you see, you can unmute you, can't you? I don't know why. Oh, there it is. Okay. You're like, if I muted you, I can unmute you. I got you. Ms. Davis, what were you gonna say?
Okay, so U.S. savings bonds, I do know a little bit about that. My dad had U.S. savings bonds deducted from his pay. I think they were like $50 bonds. I know they fully matured, or his did back then in 7 years. But if he kept them for as long as, let's say 25, there was an additional maturity that continued to accrue, extra dollars that continued to accrue. And
what did you just say that I didn't say?
oh, you know,
I mean, I just want to, like, you just want to upstage me. That's all. Like,
I get sick of getting cussed.
I'm about to kick you out.
I get sick of getting cussed out. Okay.
Look. You just want to use big words. Look, Casey, you saw she know how to use big words. She would tell make sure we all know you went to college. We know you went to college. Hey, look here.
Wait till Friday. It's gonna be my turn, okay?
Accrual.
Look, I'm taking my turn on Friday.
But Lone Wolf does not call you certified crazy. You see her, she's certified crazy. But she's right. And she says, so should they just be cashed in now or transferred to some other investment? Well, remember, you're not paying any taxes right now. You got to remember what it is that you want it for. And if it's for additional return, because now you know better, then definitely we should be looking at investment options for it. Ms. Johnson said, do I have any info on Bitcoin investment? Yeah, I definitely help clients like yourself, Ms. Johnson, with all investment categories. And there's some really interesting ways to gather in positions in Bitcoin if it is appropriate for the client's risk level. So once it's appropriate for the client's risk level, but we just need to discuss understanding all the risk involved. But definitely, it's easy now. We even have Bitcoin ETFs, where back in the day, there's a lot of people who were saying they don't even know where their Bitcoin is. They know that they bought it, but because it was so unorganized, they don't know where it is. They don't know their code. They don't know all this passcode and all this stuff. But when we put it in a brokerage account and when we have it in your investments, you don't have to worry about all of that. It's just a Bitcoin position, just like all your other investments. So it's a lot more organized now, but it's a lot more regulated as well. Yeah. Your boy, your grandson. It's Bitcoin crazy. Yeah. It's a lot to discuss. I have we did a discussion on that. Now Fridays are a lot easier for me to talk about that because I don't want to show on in this broad public arena any preference or discouragement against it. But it's definitely just depends on the client's preferences. Because there's a lot to be said about Bitcoin, a lot. And I'm not saying like good or bad. There's just pros and cons to it as much as any other, but now I can actually, at least because now it is regulated, I can look at it as an asset class. Initially it really wasn't, didn't know where to put it, but as an asset class or as a coin or as something that you purchase with or something that you invest in, it was a really, a hard way to decide where we were going to put it. But now I can literally say, if someone has an investment through an ETF Bitcoin, it is in an asset. It's in an asset class, and we have it in the account, and we can trade in and out of it every day, any moment throughout the day, anytime. Don't have to have any markup and go through all these different rigmaroles and things like that when I was really frightened for the client when they were doing it through some arenas that weren't really safe. Things are much better, but a lot of people don't like it now because it is regulated. So pros and cons, great question. So but also good question too. Thank you, Ms. Davis, for bringing up that, because you gave us a real life example of something to look at, like to think about, interest rate changes. And so the short-term interest rates are going down. We need to, remember when you go in and you're talking about saving, the savings institutions are going to use this as a great excuse to not pay you close, to pay you close to nothing on your money now. Just like, when rates were going up, they still were paying you close to nothing, really, but because they were making a lot more off your money than you were making on that and using it as but we have to remember that savings rates and savings accounts and money market accounts are savings tools. They're not investments. No, ETFs, mutual funds, individual stocks, Bitcoin, these are investments. These are risk involved. They can go up and down in value throughout the day. Mutual funds are priced at the end of each day, but the rest of them, can go up and down in value throughout the day. So it's definitely that we have to think there's a difference. We have to, there's a difference when we're talking about interest rates. We're talking about the money that we can make on our savings, right? And when we're talking about, and when we're talking about interest rates, then we're talking about savings rates. We're talking about loan rates. But when we're talking about mortgages, don't I'm about to buy a house, and if they cut these rates a quarter point, they may have done it. They just hadn't decided or set it. By the time I started this meeting, they had not set it. But say the Federal Reserve does go with what is expected with the quarter point rate cut. You're not going to, if you've locked in a mortgage, they're not going to immediately give you a quarter point rate cut just because these short-term rates. Your mortgage is a 30-year or a 15-year. Oh, thank you. Please click like, click like, click like. Just click like just because. Click like because you can. Click like because you're in control. Show your control by just clicking like. Put some love out there. Show your love by clicking like. Let's make what the world needs now is love, sweet love. Click like on anything you can. If you can't click like for me, click like for somebody else. Just like something. Will the stock market crash in 2026 due to interest rates? The stock market crash due to interest rate. Hey, the best answer for me to say is anything is possible. from a licensed financial advisor perspective, on which is out here brought like this, Ms. Howard, anything is possible. I just don't know if it will be because of interest rates. The stock market loves interest rate cuts, but the market has been already moving forward based on an anticipated interest rate cut. So even if he does, if the Federal Reserve does not cut interest rates today, then that would have a negative impact on the market. As long as he does what he said, the market had reached new record highs this morning already in anticipation because inflation numbers came out, but they were lower than expected. It's like, yes, there's inflation, but it's not a huge problem. So they had been increasing interest rates, saying that they felt that increasing the interest rates would bring down the inflation. But that Amazon, and I don't know, I don't want to say the wrong one, but it was Amazon and another company. There's going to be 25,000 jobs cut this month between the two. Amazon is like 15,000 of that, or 14,000 is going to come from Amazon, on jobs being cut. It is time for us to take control of our future. It is time for us to understand the responsibility that we have for ourselves. And anything time I see something, oh, thank you, her. The UPS, exactly. Between the two, it'll be like 25,000. No, that's so UPS is at least 10,000, maybe 12,000. Either way, it's a lot of people. Wow. And they were just bragging in the paper about how much you get paid at UPS. No. to me. But but the, what job, like, most likely will still be maintained, the deliverer. They still need people to deliver, but you know what? You never know. Because soon, they're going to be dropping stuff from drones. But, and when we start seeing everybody's job is impacted by technology. Yeah, everybody's job is impacted by technology. So it's not like it's a bad thing that jobs are going to be lost. The bad thing is when we can't figure out what to do next. We have to figure out what to do next. And that's why I feel that we have to constantly be improving ourselves, improving our skill, thinking about the next thing that we want to do. I do that myself, and I own my own business. But the truth of the matter is, I can't be, you know what I mean? I'm not going to, like, sit there and kid myself that I don't need to be on top of my game because I own my own business. I need to be, elite level. That's the way I see it. I want my clients to know, like, hey, my advisor is doing her thing. She's constantly learning. She's constantly using new technology. She's constantly, like, the software and the things that I use to establish and maintain my portfolios is stellar. I've had so many advisors go, Jay, I would not spend that much money. I just use that free one that's offered over here by this company that's trying to get you to use their stuff. I ain't doing that. I'm an independent advisor. I'm not connected to a product. I don't have any preferences to a product. I don't want to owe a product nothing. I want to just owe my clients the best. So when I have my analysis software that is not connected to the product, it makes a big difference. But my bottom line of what I'm saying is that we have to realize that technology is important, but they're still going to need people constantly upgrading and updating. Exactly, Miss Mathis. We have to be. Have to be. Yes, there's so many ways. In case he said there's so many ways to use technology for good. There is. There is. So back to the interest rate. So we're talking about short-term rates. So remember that. But also know that there's short-term, bonds. So you're going to see your short-term bonds, your short-term CDs, your savings. These are considered short-term rates. Things are going to adjust. So they're going to start looking, investors may start looking for higher returns, which means they might move from government bonds that'll be getting lower rates to corporate bonds, which would expose them to more risk though. But they do have higher returns because what? They have to have a higher return on a corporate bond because it's not the federal government. And so anytime you increase your risk, you should be expecting a higher return. Every time interest rates go down, that means lower borrowing costs to businesses. So what are stocks? Stocks are shares of ownership of businesses. So the businesses that rely on loans the most would be your smaller companies, what are considered your growth stocks. And they often benefit from these short-term interest rate cuts. You'll see like your high-tech, smaller companies or more aggressive companies, when the interest rates get cut, they see it, those stocks will take off because they're anticipating that they can hire more people also with getting these short-term loans to hire labor. Lower, think about this, like, if you can't get the savings, then a conservative or moderate investor may say, well, then what about dividends? Or I will say, hey, we could do such and such a stock. The dividends on this stock is so high that the yield on it, the stock is like higher than the savings rate. We could do this stock, but granted, you're investing in a stock, so the price per share could go down. but the dividend yield could still be strong. And, so there are stocks that are invested in merely because we just want the dividend from them. And the company is so big. A dividend paying stock would be what? A bigger company. Because the dividends come from what? A company that has extra money, not a company that has a whole bunch of debt. They should be paying off their debt. They can't be giving it out to shareholders. So you got an older, typically stronger company, doesn't owe anybody. It's going to have dividends. All of that is disclosed to us. We can get funds that are focused on high dividends because interest rates are so low. It all comes down to me getting in comfortable with the risk tolerance of that client and then developing the portfolio that is appropriate for them. Somebody come in and with a risk score of 10, they should be in a savings account, a 10 out of 100, and they want higher return. And I have to say, well, according to your risk tolerance, you're not ready for something that could possibly go up and down. A 10 means you want your numbers to always be about the same. And interest rates also, is a positive thing for even real estate investors, because the real estate investors, are going to be borrowing money, right? At 10. I've seen it. A real estate investor is going to have to borrow money. They might even be using like an equity line. So the people who are relying on using their primary residence equity line for their investment properties to make improvements or do, use like these adjustments will help them, because your equity line is adjusted typically every 90 days. So no, 100 would be a gambler. No, I was saying 10 out of 100. So the 100 would be you, believe me. But when you have to do that, I have to send you that link one day so you can do it. Like, because the algorithm, if you have like your birthday, you first going to start with your age. So the algorithm is going to make you kind of conservative because if you've grown anyway. So the older you get, the harder it is to convince me and the machine that you should be being very, very, very aggressive. It's possible, but not probable. But like it's smart. It's much smart. I remember 30 years ago when I started the business, we would just do like like ask like 10 questions and add up the total and this and that. Not something. Now that algorithm asks you all types of questions, show you graphics. Are you comfortable with this? You comfortable with that? Yeah, I have to. I'm gonna send that. I would like to see that. I just thought about someone in here. I want to I want to see their risk score. But and with clients, once we do a portfolio, we need to be looking at that every 6 months at the minimum, because things change. And I need to keep it on file that you are content, you're happy with it. And then once, and because of technology, again, the portfolio syncs right into the algorithm. So I constantly can tell when you've gone out of sync with your risk score, or when you're below, and we can pick it up a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. And I don't understand, like, when they use that word AI, I think they use it too broadly. And the way that we really should be looking at it is just technology, because I've been using technology, every time something, I mean, it is always, I don't know of a time in my career where we weren't, as a financial service people, I think we're on the cutting edge of using technology. And then they just started calling it artificial intelligence. But technology has been a part, of my career from day one. Day one. We had the first um customer processing systems where, I mean, we're talking about in the 90s, early 90s, I could get the, client's portfolio put into the software, stuff like that. It just, you know, and I remember like thinking, how amazing, how cutting edge it is. But there's, so much business done in this arena. Like we were doing it, doing it well, as long as we use it, and you make sure that you're in partnership, with advisors that understand it, even down. Um, so so we talked about bonds, stocks, real estate, like just know credit cards, CDs. Just remember that when you're thinking about the impact of these short-term interest rates on your portfolio, we should talk about it. Lower interest rates can work to your advantage, but you have to think about how to make lower interest rates work for me. Do I have any variable rates? Is my mortgage adjustable? When will it adjust? Knowing all those things, because if you have an adjustable rate mortgage, the rates going lower is a good thing. If it's about to do an adjustment in 2 years, and it should be going lower than where you were. If like, say it was 4 years ago, and how many years ago when these rates started going higher, but it's like mortgages have been at like 6 for a minute. Say, you get to your 5 year, you have a 6% mortgage, and then these new ones come, and these rates continue to go lower like this. Hopefully, when you get to your end of your 5 years, your mortgage will go down because your interest rate adjusted lower. But it is something to keep an eye on. I would avoid, if I were a client, I would try to get them to avoid, um, look who we got here, Ms. Davis, to avoid adjustable rate mortgages. Good to see you, Mr. Jenkins. Indeed,
Yeah.
it's so good to see you. What you think, Mr. Jenkins?
What's that?
I know your house is paid off. Literally, it is. That makes you a statistical anomaly for the United States of America, not just us, like just overall. So, would you have ever done an adjustable rate mortgage?
Uh, I mean, you got to know. I don't know
Yeah.
how long you gonna. I mean, you still on the back end. I mean, to me, that's like people that refinance to do stuff to the house. You still gonna
Mm,
pay,
mm,
or
mm.
when is it gonna go up?
Yeah, yeah. Because I was helping the client, and the loan officer was trying to get the client to refinance, and she had just refinanced, and basically had her buying points to make it look like her rate was down. And I said, they didn't give you a lower rate, they're taking your equity to buy this rate. But if I thank God that she showed it to me, you know what I'm saying? Because she had no idea, you know what I'm saying, that she
Yeah,
really felt like she was getting a lower rate. And I said, and because he has her buying those points, the your closing costs won't be recouped for about 4 years. Like, because they'll say like your mortgage will go down, $300 $400 a month, you know what I'm saying. But if it's costing you 10,000 to do the deal,
yeah,
that's going to take you years
yeah.
to make up that, you know what I mean,
To get that back.
that 500. Yeah, it's like you're not really getting 500, you're 10,000 in the hole. And it will take you after that 4 years for you actually start saving. And at that point, with rates going lower, all
Yeah.
you had to do was wait. All you had to do was wait. Just
Matter of
wait.
fact, I got a letter. I get them all the time from citizens for the stuff like that.
But how about yesterday? I checked my mail, and I don't check my mail often. Why I get like 10 of those checks? Those checks like
Yeah,
you're
yeah, I get them.
pre-approved.
Yeah,
You pre-approve.
Yeah.
You pre-approve. You pre-approve. I'm like, why are they coming out in full effect now?
Well,
To me,
I don't know. Well, up here with the government shut down, I wouldn't be surprised if they're doing that stuff like that.
but did you see? I saw today on the news that Virginia is the highest number
Mhm.
of federal employees work in the Virginia
Yeah,
Commonwealth. Isn't
in the
that something?
suburbs. Yeah, Northern Virginia. Yeah,
And they were saying that we had two senators that won't vote to like go back to work.
yeah.
But it was like Virginia. I did not know.
Oh yeah, Fairfax, Prince William, and uh, what's the one to the west? Loudoun County and Arlington County.
Wow, so
Yeah,
true. So
yeah.
true. I don't know. I thought Maryland would have more. I
Now I
really did.
know I was surprised. Charles County supposedly got more federal workers than PG County, which surprised me.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow. But it's true. Like PG County has more black people.
yeah,
There's more white people that work for the federal government than black folk.
yeah.
So, like, even though the media and everyone wants us to think that this impacts,
Mhm.
some special impact on us, it's not. Like, even, when the jobs were cut, that wasn't like, what I'm saying? This isn't necessarily a huge black issue because we have a fraction of the federal employees that are black than we had when I started my career.
It's big here in the DC area because that leads the news every day when they come on.
Yeah,
That's
but
half of the
they're
news is
not
here in the
talking
DC
to
area.
you. They talking to Charles County. You know what I'm saying? They're not talking to us. And we
Yeah,
think they're talking to us. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Because they want us to be the face of it, but we're not the face of it. This is
Uh-uh.
impacting, you know what I mean, the majority community a lot more than it's impacting us.
Yeah.
Well,
They
I
showed a
mean,
guy.
but like with Snap, there's
Yeah,
probably more white people on Snap than there are black.
yeah. There are. I saw the stat. Yeah,
But every time they go on the TV with Snap, they have a black person, like as if there's not that many of us. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my goodness, why do they do that? Like, just make it like, oh, all these black, it's all like maybe as a percentage for black people, but
we're a higher percentage of us than it is white
exactly,
people.
but
Yeah,
we're a lower percentage of people. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? But there were a lower number of people overall. The
yeah.
majority of people on Snap are not Black Americans.
They showed a white guy up here that's been on the news a couple times. I think he's a lawyer or something. I forget what agency he works for. He had a hot dog stand he was doing part time, so he's out there with his suit and tie at First and M over there with his hot dog stand.
Hmm. He's on furlough. He's like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
wow, and he did the suit and tie. It's
yeah.
like,
Just like he would go to work.
look, you better be careful doing them news stories because you better
Hey,
report. Look, he better report that income. I know that. Look,
he's
you.
had it for a while. I'm sure he had.
Oh, we had that stand
Yeah,
already.
yeah. He used to do it like on weekends
Oh,
or whatever, just or something. But now since
oh,
he's not working, he's out there every day.
oh. So he did it. He just working his own enterprise that he had
Yeah, he
already.
had on his
Yeah,
black sanitary gloves and got his suit and tie on doing his hot dog.
yeah. But I'm gonna tell you, just in general, a lot of people like get caught like that because they'll go on the news. Like it was
Yeah.
a black restaurant.
Yeah, most of the people that they interview to work for the government, they either show their feet on the ground or they disguise their voice because they don't want to say
Yeah, but no, there was this couple, and I think this might be Atlanta. They had this turkey leg place called Turkey Legs. Like, so the husband, he went on TV and he said, we sell over 3 million turkey legs every week, right? So they came after him. They said, because you ain't paid no taxes on no 3 million turkey legs a week. Isn't
Yeah,
that something? So his ego got the best of him. Like, you know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah,
Broke up the marriage and everything.
yeah. Hmm.
Oh my goodness. So I tell you, We have to be, you know what I mean, careful, like you said, put it on your feet, do something.
Yeah,
But he
most of
was
the
like,
people they talk to, they won't show. They'll either black out their face, or they film their feet, or disguise their voice.
even there was this skating rink. There was a skating rink in this town, and they had all these people be coming. So the
Mhm.
city went and counted. They just had an auditor just go out there and just count everybody that was going in there and buying a ticket and skating. Boom, 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 boom. And they sent them an invoice and said, you're not reporting, you know what I mean, the income that
Yeah,
you're making on these ticket sales. And it was probably because all them kids were coming in there paying $10 cash, $10
yeah,
cash, $10
yeah.
cash. So she thought, I don't have to pay, you know, I don't have to report this. And that's something we better
Hmm.
be careful.
Oh
You
yeah.
make money that better be reported.
I think, was it Red Fox got in trouble for that because he didn't pay tax? He got paid in cash. I thought I heard that story.
Wow. And he thought he didn't. He probably thought that was a way around it. But just
They
because
came to his house.
he
IRS told
yeah,
his
he
car the driveway.
demanded. So he said, "Nah, you pay me in cash. You pay me in cash." So the person that paid him basically still issued a 1099. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just like, and people need to be aware of that. You getting paid, like you money going through Cash App, money going through PayPal, money, all of that stuff is real. They are keeping a record. So you go and do your tax return and you say, I only made $10 this year. You know what I'm saying? Nah, you
You
got
know,
paper.
he was a Bojangles here that shut down. The guy filed for bankruptcy. Some other people bought it. They're renovating it. Woman worked there. When she got paid, he just gave her a check.
Mm,
No stub, no W-2, no nothing, just a check.
Lord.
You
So
know what was being taken?
all the people that work there, he wasn't withholding. But
They don't know.
see what happens, that's not a problem as long as he 1099. But what he might have done was said that he did payroll. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he said,
Mm,
I did. So then when they tried to get their earned income tax credit, there was no, you know what I mean? There
yeah.
was no, they said, well, what are you talking about? You made this and this at that store. And they said, well, you know, and he just didn't report it. And so you either got to do a 1099 or you got to pay payroll taxes.
I don't know. He filed bankruptcy. Somebody else bought the franchise, I
And
think.
you
He
know how
renovated the
many
store.
businesses go out of business because of that? And then during COVID, people were making up their payroll to get the
Yeah,
payroll protection loan.
yeah.
Do you know how many people are in violation right now and paying the
Oh
government
yeah,
right
you know
now
um,
because of that? It's
the guy
terrible.
that got Trey on White. That's matter of fact, they used him twice. There was a woman for the DC government that was she taking bids or something? Supposed to be taking bids. She was getting paid. They used him to trap her.
Mm,
They used this guy twice because they caught him
Lord.
on the COVID loan.
Oh, that's sad. But
Yeah.
check this out. Check this out. GoFundMe. You know, Mr. Jenkins, boy, he bring out the best of me. Don't he, Miss Davis? But GoFundMe has been going to nonprofits and opening up accounts on GoFundMe, Miss Triplet. Air opened up the accounts on the GoFundMe. I don't know if it's going to bring you up for why I can't see you. I can unmute you. So they're going to, there you go. And they have they opened up. Okay, this is what GoFundMe. Now, GoFundMe has confessed to this. They will go and say Miss Triplet has a nonprofit. They find out, they go to the government, they get your tax ID, they get your description, Triplet, uh, small child development center, whatever, and they will put it on the GoFundMe site. They said they have over 1 million nonprofits up there that did not set up the donations. And this man said, you're gonna give me my, you know what I'm saying? He said, you're gonna give me my money. Like these people have no idea that the money is there that was raised in their name. That's creepy, isn't it?
Oh, they were just using them to get money.
Yeah. And the money is just there because I guess they charge a fee
Yeah,
probably every time you get right. So they were getting the fee, but the organizations were never getting the money. So they probably already set up something for all these organizations in the Jamaica, for example.
yeah.
Set it up. So if people go in and go, I want to give money to Jamaica, boom, go, GoFundMe's getting the fee, and that organization doesn't even know the money is there.
Hmm.
That's crazy.
It is. It's going to be a whole bunch of that stuff going
Oh, yeah.
on. Just watch.
I did not know that all that info was out there though. Like they got enough there, everything that they need without the actual organization getting involved. Like they know the executive director's
Oh, there's
name, they know this
a
so and
lot of
so.
information. You can find a lot of stuff. You'd be surprised.
And why they went after nonprofits though? That's a trip.
But this Jamaica business, just watch. There's going to be all kinds of scammers coming up with all kinds of stuff and just all sorts of deceit.
That's so sad. And the people and the victims not get a dime.
Won't get a dime.
That's so right, KC. Shame on them scammers. But it's so good. Y'all, Miss Triplet, how many of government shutdowns have you survived? Let's see if it won't let you talk. I can't hear you. Say something. Put your hand up. How many times? Like, how many you think? 4? Goodness.
Mm-hmm.
She's been there a long time. Wow.
They keep saying this one is different though.
You feel like it?
Mark Warner says it's different. He was on the committees when they usually negotiate to open it up, but he said this one is different.
What? Why, Mark? What's wrong?
Your senator,
right?
What do you think?
I said they were talking about like Virginia got. Look, I mean, they were going in there saying like, oh, I think Mark Warner was the one that said like, my people in Virginia, we don't mind that it's closed down.
There was an online petition that I signed.
Good.
For every day that the government shut down, Congress doesn't get paid, and they get penalized 2% a day.
I know
Of
that's
their
right.
pay. Yeah.
That's right. Get them.
But it's in the Constitution. I think they had to be paid.
And did you know that there's a difference between like the House needs just a minority, but the Senate needs a
Yeah, it's a
super
different rule.
majority?
Yeah. It can't just be like 51 or whatever.
Yeah, it's got to get to
not supposed to be,
60%. Yeah. I think that's cool. I think that's cool because it's about like trying to encourage them to work together.
What would make sense is that they negotiate on the health insurance while the government shut down, and not just keep voting something that they know not
I
going to
know that's right. Why can't we solve the problem if that's the problem?
Yeah.
That's a good point. If that's the problem, then let's solve the problem. But my advice to everybody out there who is, when that window opens, and if they need healthcare.gov, to get your healthcare.gov and get that quote in writing and sign up now based on the credits that are available. I wonder if they even let people run quotes.
I don't know.
But they need to do it because they're scaring people unnecessarily because they're going to keep it. Yeah, KC said maybe it's until the election Tuesday, but that's crazy, right? That's just crazy.
That might have something to do with it. If there are other states where the elections Tuesday, I wouldn't be surprised. I know Virginia can't be the only one.
But if I were with the Democrat Party, I think that's too risky.
Mm-hmm.
No, they got to stand their ground. I think they can't cave.
They feel like that's the most important part.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the hill they're going to die on is the healthcare.
That's why I think partisan politics is horrible. I don't think we should join a political party. I think we
Now, you
should.
know, other countries, you look around, they have 3, 4, 5. I think Great Britain like a dozen in their parliament.
So the problem is we have just two
Just
major
two,
ones like
yeah,
that. Yeah,
that's
that's
it.
that's sad. That's true. Because if we even had a strong third, it would make a difference right now.
Yeah.
We don't have even a strong independent party. That's scary. If I were anything, it would be I'm independent.
Well, they never let them in the debate for president anyway.
Oh, that's sad.
The Green Party, the Libertarian, the Socialists,
That's
they
it.
never let them in the debate for president.
Everybody should get to be able to
Mhm.
debate.
They say
Everybody
they
should
don't
be up
draw
there.
a high enough percentage to be allowed in.
That's so sad. That's so sad. It's just sad. Then put open back up just in time for the spender days.
Oh, for Christmas, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised by Thanksgiving. Yeah, yeah, that would be a date I would put Black Friday that weekend.
Wow.
Because November 1st. Yeah, that'd probably be right. Yeah, yeah.
That's just, I just think it's just bad. It's just bad for the country.
Yeah, it
I
is.
just think it's bad. I just don't think that workers should be put through this type of stress. They're under enough stress.
Oh, yeah. Well, they've been under stress they were depressed up here the day after the election, and they've been under stress since the inauguration day.
Who?
People in this area, you can like see it up here in
Oh,
the
you mean
DMV.
like they've been working there?
Yeah,
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 federal employees
yeah,
already going through this transition.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I
And
know there was one
oh
guy
my
that he was
God,
furloughed, brought back, and furloughed again.
that's so sad.
I got a nephew, my niece's, she's like 6 years younger than me. Her nephew was one of the first. He worked at USAID. And matter of fact, I saw him last week. He went to
Mm,
Metro where she worked. He now works there cleaning subway.
mm. What's it called?
Metro, the subway system.
Uh-huh.
He got a job there cleaning the subway.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And he knows enough. She was telling him he could get other jobs in there. So he's young enough where he can do 25 years there and retire.
True.
Yeah.
And he was doing what before?
He worked at USAID, the one that they came in to
Stop.
get
And
shut down. Yeah.
he became he's
Yeah.
maintenance for the subway.
Yeah. That's how my niece started. She ended up as station manager, cleaning the subway.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I mean, we got to remember, like they probably make about 100,000 at least.
Well, you
You
know, when
think?
it's a holiday, yeah, you make good money in Metro. Ain't no question. They
Right?
always trying to hire bus drivers. Always. If you got a CDL up here, you can get a job. I've seen women for years driving dump trucks. Now that's not uncommon.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be the future. If you because with AI is going to take out a lot of the basic admin jobs.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so
You saw
things.
was it Amazon yesterday said they're gonna cut a lot of them out?
Yep. Those machines, zoom, zoom, zoom. They're gonna need
In the
less people
warehouse. Yeah,
working
they
the
can get rid of
line.
the warehouse jobs. Yeah.
Less people working the line. Isn't that something? They're gonna have a lot less people working the line because those machines. And wait till they don't need the drivers because of the drones.
UPS has a truck like that now. I've seen where the hatch opens up in the roof and like way out in the country, the drone will pick up the package and drop it in front of the door.
Oh, that's good. So they
Yeah.
use it for safety like that. That's a good idea.
It's just quicker that way too.
It's a good idea. You can do the whole block.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm waiting on those drones to start dropping stuff over here in my neck of the woods. I'm pulling out my you know what. I'm gonna take them out.
They gonna come after you, Miss Davis.
Yeah, I'm
Exactly.
taking them on out of here.
They probably heard you right now. They're gonna use this soundbite.
I don't care.
Look, I'm finally gonna be big time because of you. They were like,
I
what?
don't care.
Whose podcast was she on? I was like, look, you know how they always say, she was nothing like that. She's a very nice person.
Yeah.
But you know what else? I don't care what's going on come Thanksgiving and Christmas. I don't care how much money we don't have. We're
Oh, no.
still go out and
We're not
shop.
gonna miss that, Miss
I
Davis.
don't know how they do it. I don't know how
We
they do it.
borrow money on into next year and pull it out that plastic, JB.
I ain't gonna do it.
You know,
But
people in the government, you know, they changed the rule, JB. You can go in your thrift savings plan anytime. Now they changed that a few years ago and draw money out.
I take a loan whenever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
whatever. Yeah, yeah. Now it don't grow until you make that money back up that you
get
took
that
out.
back in. You so right, because it's
So
put
they're
over
gonna go
there.
into
Put
TSP
over
and
there in that
whatever.
loan
Yeah.
fund. That's so true. And remember, during COVID, most of these people took out 100,000.
Yeah.
Miss Davis, Lone Wolf said you going to jail. Finally, he got on somebody else's step, just me.
nope,
What?
nope,
Look,
I'm not.
look,
Okay,
exactly. They
now,
got, they gonna have you on camera. They gonna
yep.
go. Does anybody know this person? Now, I'm gonna do a long interview like you did.
Person of
I'm
interest.
gonna give me some TV time like you do and use some big words. Well, she was discombobulated and discombobulated. I don't know. I have to think of some words, but she was confused. I think it was the government shutdown that caused the anger. Did she work for the government? No, but it just upset her. What's happening
You know what the sad part about? I bet if you go to MGM out at the harbor, you got people that's in there now that
That's
ain't
in.
working.
Oh, you mean it's Pat?
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, you mean gambling. Oh my goodness. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I didn't even think about
They
that.
think that's the way they can make money. Some of them said.
And you should have been there for me. Oh, Mr. Jenkins, we got to do a whole episode on this guy in the NBA. This is sad. This is
Oh yeah,
terrible.
Chauncey Billups and the
Oh
guy
my
that played.
goodness.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
But
That's
all
it.
that came on from this whole betting apps and all this crap. They got all
Well,
these.
you know, my wife has said, and I think it may be true. They had something on him
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness.
because
Yeah.
you know they had one guy they say that made $7 million. He didn't have the $7 million, and they did just like in The Godfather. They took it out of his rear end.
Mm. And they said that it had a lot to do with it. That they were in
He owed
part
him
of
some
the
money. Yeah.
investigation was that they were using people once they owed them
Oh
money,
yeah, yeah,
bring in
yeah.
other people. That's
Mhm.
so sad. That's so sad. But the betting online with men is bad. The women go into the casino, but
Yeah.
the men do the sports betting online. That's
Well, you
really
know, it's so easy. You can use your phone now. You ain't got to go nowhere.
it's really bad.
Yeah.
That's really bad. That's really sad. I mean, it has ruined people's lives. And look at this. That's messed up their life no matter what. Like it's just hard to recover from that. And they're not going to bring him in like that unless they had a whole bunch of stuff on him.
Oh yeah, they had some on him. Yeah.
That's terrible. It's terrible. It hurts me. It just hurts.
It's
Because
like
you
Kenny
know,
Smith and Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley said, "You're stupid," and Kenny Smith said, "No, it's a sickness." And Charles kept arguing it was. Charles would say, "You make $26 million a year," and Kenny said, "That's why it's a sickness because you can make 26 million a
right,
year, and you
right.
gambling to win like 50,000."
I mean, it's a sickness. Just like you can have a refrigerator full of good food. You know, everything go back to nutrition with me. And you got a refrigerator full of healthy food, and your sickness will convince you to go out to eat. That's what it did. It's just like that kind of habit. I cannot go into CVS store until after Halloween because of my love for candy corn and pumpkins. I cannot allow that to put me on a 6-month stint of sugar. I mean, it will have me that strung out. That's
Well, you
terrible.
know, they say this is bad or maybe
All I
worse than
gotta do is
cocaine.
exactly. All I gotta do is get through this week. I'm good. I've not had any sugar in a while. I feel fantastic. All I have to do is get through this week. But I keep thinking about it. See how I brought it up out of nowhere? What did candy corn got to do with this? What does what
See,
What?
I wish I had thought about that. I would have sent you bags to your
Oh no! Oh no! That would have been so mean. That would have been
yeah,
so
I
mean.
wish I had thought
Amazon,
about that.
Miss Davis, the Amazon truck back up to the driveway of her house.
Oh,
Oh, wait a minute. Let me place
I'm
an
just,
order right
I'm,
now, doggone it.
I'm just saying, Charles Barkley. Oh no! And look, and Mr.
Oh,
Gregory.
you know what? Have you seen him, JB? I didn't realize he lost weight. He did row, whatever it is, the weight
Oh
loss.
Lord! I hope he didn't do Roe. I don't even trust Roe. I
Yeah,
think
no, he row. He doing the commercial for row,
stop. He is not.
doing the pregame show. I didn't know. He lost a lot
I'm
of weight.
telling you, I think Roe is not even legit. Charles probably
Whatever.
doing the real stuff and
They
saying it
paying
for
him.
Roe. He
Okay.
just doing it for Roe. Because
Okay.
Roe, you think, don't you think? I think that Roe is made in China.
Maybe.
Oh my goodness.
You know, the pills are
Weight
coming
loss
next year.
medicine?
That's what I heard. But they ain't not gonna roll it. They're not gonna be able to copy because you know that's called what's that called? Like that's called when they do it that way. They were supposed to shut that down, that you couldn't have those type of products out there. You know what I'm
Well, you
saying?
know, the
But
next year it's supposed to get cheaper because the pill is coming and they say it'll be competition. You may be able to go get it in a drugstore, maybe.
the real stuff.
Yeah.
People need to not be doing that. I don't want to take away from Serena and her husband's promotion, but that's dangerous. You know, where is this being made?
With these weight loss pills?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, the shot. I guess it's the shot. Is it
It's
this?
gonna be the pill next year, they think.
But you got Charles Barkley
Yeah.
on it. What? That is the worst move that a grown man can make is to take something like that to mess up your muscle like that, Charles. Charles. Charles.
You'll see the commercial.
Well, see, he's
Uh,
probably in so much gambling debt too. Probably
Yeah.
that's maybe helping him,
Maybe.
with the
Yeah, he
gambling.
look,
admitted he
look,
done
and then
lost $1 million.
how he gonna talk about that man with gambling habit?
Well,
And
he
you
admitted in the
and you
past, he
can't even
said he knows.
and you can't even stop eating, Charles. Isn't that something how people don't see addictions as the same addiction?
But
I
he admitted that he's lost $1 million gambling or more. He said
Yeah.
that.
So all he did
I
was
think it's more than that.
More
see,
than that,
you
probably. Yeah.
see how easy it is when that addictive behavior and that need for dopamine, like, it's just, you like that high, like, you can get it from food, you can get it from sex, you can get it from gambling, you can get it from, you know what I mean, from sports, because he's used to being able to dunk and everything, and we had to get, we won, he misses all of that, like, but what he's got to do is it's got to be replaced. That's why I am an athlete, because you got to replace it with something positive. You know what I'm saying? He still could do it. And that's probably why a lot of them, but then they take their bad habit to the golf course.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of saying, I'm not going to bet on my golf game.
No, but not just that, JB. The guys go out, they drink after they play. While they play.
Oh, that's so sad.
They
Yeah.
get,
So it's really about like discipline. It's truly about, and and the word says about how hard it is for a rich man, to get into heaven. Really, what he's saying is that when you have money, you can become so undisciplined because you can buy anything. You feel like you can buy anything. But what I realized when Oprah was saying that she has to take the shot in order to not eat the other half of the bagel, it opened up a new world to me, that the goal in life has to be, JB, to become disciplined. The goal in life has to become bigger. And the only way to do that, in my opinion, is God. The only way to overcome the world is to have a relationship with God that is so strong that you can call to him, dear God, help me not go to 7-Eleven. Help me not, you know what I mean? Let me not go to CVS and get that candy corn. You know what I mean? Help me not, that is not good for me, Lord. Like, and when you do that, you can overcome these bad habits, that need for that dopamine. Like, allow God to become that source, because we don't, I agree with Oprah. We are weak as men, but God is strong. Hands off golf. No, the problem is not golf. The problem is bringing your bad habit to golf. Like, the girl on the cart, like, I could go out, do golf. Like, I used to play golf all the time when I was younger. So you go, the girl on the cart comes up, right? Now you've been sitting in the cart. You get up out the cart and you swing. You get back in the cart. Unless you go at the right time and they allow you to walk. If you eat one thing off that cart, you've eaten more, you know what I mean, than the calories you burn because you've been sitting. You've been sitting there swing. Another 10 minutes to go to the next one. You just sit, swing. You
The
don't
real
sit,
exercise, though, JB, is if you do it the old way. You just get the old
walk.
cart and pull your clubs and walk them 18 holes.
Thank you. Thank you. But most golf courses
Mm-mm.
now won't let you walk.
No, because it takes too long.
They want everybody moving. They want
Take too
everybody
long.
moving. That's so
Everybody
sad.
have a tea time. That take too long.
The last time I played, I was playing with this woman. She was an insurance agent. She was very good. So we got to the hole. She did hers. Swoop. I came up to do mine. She got in the cart and left me. Left me. So I had to walk. Because
100 yards.
she probably did two. And she probably did one and I had to do two. You know what I'm saying?
100 yards, yeah.
So I had to get to mine and then hit again.
See, that's the trouble with Tiger Woods. His body won't hold up for 4 days no more. He can make it, but by the time he gets Thursday, Friday, he gets to Saturday, his body just won't hold up
Really?
for all 4 days. It won't, because of his leg and all the surgeries he had. Because they literally do it the old way. They walk those 18 holes. Okay, 4 days in a row.
Oh, they walk. So in
And
the
his
pros,
body just can't do it.
in the pros, they walk? Really?
Oh yeah, they walk. You watch golf tournament, they walk from hole to hole to hole. They do it the old way. They don't care. They have a caddy carry their bag and they walk to where the ball is at. They'll be out there 4 hours doing 18 holes. No, that's why they get paid.
But they do the right thing, and then the normal person is doing the wrong thing. That's amazing.
Where they're getting paid the big bucks, so they literally walk. If it's par 3, 140 yards, they're walking 140 yards or wherever the ball is at.
That's so good.
Yeah,
and they're talking though. They're getting their strategy straight. They're
with the caddy.
Yeah, thinking their next move. This.
I mean, they have like water and energy bars and something to wipe the sweat, but they walk those 4 holes.
Wow, that's good to know. See, you're such a big piece of information. I am so sorry to hear about the passing of your sister, Mr. Jenkins.
Yeah.
And
yes,
exactly.
Mr. Jenkins, my condolences to you.
Yeah.
I missed you, Mr. Jenkins, back in September. I just knew I would see you.
Yeah, I thought that was my niece calling because I gave her a ride home. Her car was in the shop. That's who I thought it was. I was surprised.
Oh, wow. What she called you?
Yeah, no, it was you. I thought that was her call.
Oh, I called. Oh, Miss Moderate. Yeah. Did I call? Yeah. And you picked up too. I think I remember now. Yeah, I was like, yeah. But it was your anniversary, and I got to do better about making sure because we did that. I did that another time. I don't know how I keep picking your anniversary. I think I did it. We were doing something else, and it was your anniversary, or it was close to your anniversary.
That's September 13th. Yeah.
And that's when we had. Yep. Well, you all are the best. We missed you, and we'll be praying for you also through this. But the bottom line is, tomorrow is not promised, so we expect you to be here with us every day.
Yes.
He's like every day. Right, Miss Triplet. Exactly. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much, Casey, for encouraging me, reminding me to ask everyone to please like.
Oh yeah, YouTube channel. Yeah, subscribe and like. Yeah.
I hope that something that we said will trigger you, even if it's to avoid candy corn, that you will become stronger.
But the thing, if you can just do them now and not then just stop, that's the thing.
No, I can't.
Like the people, what does the people say? I can stop anytime I want. Okay.
Oh my last year I would buy it and then I would throw it away. I would buy them and then throw it away. Then I would get the candy corn and the pumpkin because the pumpkin is right up there with it, boy. I think I even like pumpkin almost more than the candy corn. And you can't share them because you don't want
No.
nobody to touch your stuff, you know?
You
So
know,
you got
my
this
thing like that is
whole bag. Oh
my
my.
thing is honey buns and like a
Mm.
Pepsi
A honey bun and what else?
and a Pepsi.
Oh, that's a bomb though. That used to be look, that used to be my after workout. Remember I said that used to be my after workout.
Sugar and caffeine.
Woo! I would leave and go to 7-Eleven. I knew I did so. I go, this triplet straight from the gym.
Yeah.
Straight from the gym. I gotta look. That was my 30s, boy.
You know,
Now
the bad thing
you get
about the health club where I live, now the good thing is all the way at the end of the shopping center used to be a Toys R Us. And it's easy to go in behind and go in. If you come right at the front of the shopping center is a Popeyes and a Checker side by
Lord,
side.
Lord. And then thank God. I mean, I thank God. I thank God. Because I can't start none. What they say, don't start none, won't be none. But if you start something, I just be a
Yeah.
slippery slope. It's just gone. Y'all
I mean,
don't,
I think I would go in the gas station,
mm,
wings, honey bun, and a Pepsi.
mm. And just as look and not gain a pound. And not gain a pound. Oh my, and see, you just blessed. But and then that's all you would eat. And then that's all you would
Yeah,
eat.
that's it.
Like
Oh, no,
all that
that's it.
would be like an appetizer for me, because that would just start it. See, it's like that's why I say don't start no won't be none. Like, I have to
You go
like
back
just
and get a slice of pizza.
oh yeah. I be like, oh yeah, go by Burger King. That we just it's all. It's all. Do this. Send this out to Mr. Jenkins. Send you a picture of it. No way. God is so good. Well, but that's the past. That's the past. God is good. His sentence. Yes, we are bigger. We are bigger than our past. We don't do that no more. Mr. Jenkins don't do it no more either. That's right, Mr. Gregory.
So I know I can't.
Yeah, well, you could. You could. You not to believe me. That is definitely your choice.
Matter of fact, I just left the market this morning looking at stuff in there.
Good.
The organic market, nuts and all kind of stuff. They had teas and
Good.
all that stuff. You got to
Well,
replace it with something though. You can't just
thank
make.
you. You gotta keep do some good. Like, yeah. My bad is protein bar with no sugar, but it's a processed food. Did
Yeah,
I tell you?
exactly.
I didn't even tell you about that time. I didn't get to tell you. I'm gonna tell y'all, then I'm gonna let y'all go. So we're at the hotel where all of us are convening after the workshop, and all I have is a protein bar and a Diet Coke. So they all drinking that. Miss Davis is drinking, spiking her drink with little bottles that she brought. They get down. I don't drink. I won't bother nobody. I won't bother nobody. I'm just over there with my Diet Coke and my protein bar. Miss Davis said to me, Mr. Jenkins, in the middle of my bliss, is that processed? Yes, she did. I started to beat her up. I started to take her head. I started to get out of my seat. And I looked her right in the face and I said, yes, yes, it is. Did I miss she probably was like, "Man, don't let me fuck with her. Leave her alone." Yes, yes, it is. What you gotta say? What you gotta say? I ain't nobody bothering you. I ain't say nothing about her drinking. I said nothing about her spiking her drink. They would buy a drink. Then she would buy these little bottles somewhere.
Yeah,
She was
yeah.
just she was just pulling them out of somewhere, just
Get
putting
them
them
on
in
the
there.
airplane. You would get them.
I should have reported her. I should have reported her to the hotel. This lady over here is adding drinks to your drink. It's like but we were so loud in there, they didn't care what we were doing. They really did. But she said, and out of that, they were having a ball. Everybody was doing whatever they want. But I'm just over there with my protein bar and a Diet Coke that
You
I had
ordered
somewhere in my bag. in my bag from leftover from the day I found a Diet Coke. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have this Diet Coke. That's my beverage.
I
And
noticed you ordered pretzels.
and and that was afterwards. That was later. So y'all stayed later. Then I ate the fish, the salmon, and then the salmon
You had
and the
ordered some
pretzels.
pretzels with salt and stuff like
But
that.
at that point, if you hadn't irritated me, I would not have ever gotten the pretzels and the salmon. But you just got on my nerves about my intention was just eat this protein bar and be happy. She had to irritate me. Just messed up my high.
Just wait till next year.
Is
Don't
that process?
There you go.
I said no. I should have said no. I should have said no. No. And gone into a serious fight. So Casey said, "Now that's funny."
I mean, the Diet Coke
I
is
was so
still
mad.
caffeine in the Diet Coke.
I was so mad. Yeah, if I did not have that Diet Coke, I would have been straight sleep. They could have stayed up all night long. They probably did. And then the next morning, they got up, were on the airplane, sending pictures, looking like they didn't just drink all night long. I was like, that is amazing to me. They look better. Like, she looked great. She and Miss Davis all on. We're on the airplane. I was like, boy, there's no way. But everybody made different. But if I had stayed up as late as she stayed up and had to get to the airport, I ain't built for that. I'm not built for that. I'm not built for that. You're like, JB, you all right? No, I'm not all right. I'm gonna miss the plane. Y'all go ahead. But you gotta know yourself. You gotta know yourself. Like, and I'm just like, look, that was really living on the edge with that Diet Coke and the protein bar. Like, oh yeah, I'm doing this thing. Well, I appreciate y'all. Made me laugh, made my day. I got to get that processed out. Is that processed? Every time I eat my protein bar now, I think about that. She said, and Tony, I should have said, and 20 grams of protein, girl. You need some. I love y'all. Eat your protein and get it natural, not processed. Take care.
Look out for your candy corns that come in for Thanksgiving. I'm sending you bags of them.
Nah, exactly. I'm not. I ain't even opening it up. No way.
You think I'm joking, but I'm going to do it.
I know, but you better not. I'll be mad.
I'm sure you're doing it.
I'm coming to Georgia and throw them at you.
I don't care.
I'm going to save them until January. And
you're not going to be able to do it.
I'm going to tear you up. It's going to be ugly. Take care. Y'all.
Bye, woman. See you guys Friday. Bye.
Thank you so much. Keep smiling.
Love you too.